Okay, hello again, Randy from Hooks.An.Beads, and today I'm going to be tying the patch rubber leg in the guide version. The guide version only has the 2 legs versus the regular patch rubber legs with the 3 on each side. With that being said, I've got a Model 29 hook, size 8. Hook is from Hooks.An.Beads Company, and with a copper brass bead, 3.8 millimeter. I'm out of tungsten, so I got to settle with the brass today. Anyway, I get this going, and I'm using Simplify a 12-aught 70-nair in brown. There you go ahead and start it right behind the eye of the hook. Just a couple wraps. As you notice, I got the bead back here. I'll get that here in a second. I got some live flex in black. Got it cut out prior. I can. What I'll do is I take a piece of that and I cut that in half, and then I take the half pieces and I cut those in half. And that gives me about the length I need to tie the legs and the antennas and the tails and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and I'll start the antennas here. This is okay, I'm not sure if I mentioned it. This is a stonefly pattern. I call it a golden stonefly of a patch rubber leg. And I try to make these as even as I can and clip it to length. But I like to get it without the hook length shank, so I think we're good right there. And then I'll go ahead and pull on that and kind of tie it in there. And clip the excess off. A couple more wraps there. I'll bring it up, and I want to make sure I can get the bead all the way on, but that's about right. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and finish this off. Cut that off there. Move the bead up and over, and then continue on with the fly. And since this is a not a tungsten, and I'm going to add a little bit more weight to it, and I'm going to use the O2O, that 3 weight. I'm going to add quite a bit to it. I want to get this down as fast as possible. I'll just wrap that. I'll slap kind of like at the hook point or just the back of it, and I'll wrap it all the way up. Cut it just before I get there. Make sure I get this tucked in. You get that tucked in. Push it up into the bead. And then I can finish the tail onto this lead wire and get it knocked into place. Now I'll come back with the simplify with the thread here, set it right back in the lead wire, wrap it up, kind of tie it down a little bit. Don't have to cover the whole thing. I'll be covering that with the chenille today. Clip the excess off. I'm going to take another piece of that life flex and do the same thing I did to the front, to the back, for the legs, for the tail. Tie it on there, a couple of loose wraps, just to see where I'm at. I'm going to come bring that, kind of loop it, kind of bring it back to see. That's about right. I'm going to take this down to about yay far, just 4 bands. I'm going to go a couple wraps underneath the tail. This will actually help it to stay out. Works for me anyway. Bring it back up. Kind of squeeze that, stretch this to where I can get it close to the lead. I'll just cut the excess off. Make a couple extra wraps. I'll bring it about 2/3 or just a little bit less than 2/3. Like I said, the guide version, I had a friend I got this from. He says it really doesn't make a difference if you have 3 legs or 2 legs or whatever. The fish ain't going to count it. But I did 2 legs. I'll lay them at the top and tie it in. I crisscross them. And to put two light wraps on it, and I'll try to get it, I'll bring them up and I'll try to get them even as possible. Sometimes it doesn't work. And then I'll do that a couple more times. Lock them in on the hook shank. What I like to do, some guys I've seen, they'll come bring our thread back to the base here, tie their chenille in, and then use the chenille to separate this. That works. What I like to do is I like to come between, take my thread, come between the 2 legs, come back around, and I'll pull them like the front. I'll pull them and I'll add a couple of twists to it so they actually come up and separate up there. I'll bring it back down. I'll do the same to the back legs. I come back, and that gives me a separation, and I don't have to worry about them not separating when I put the chenille on it. Not too much, then we back it off a couple of turns, but this is how I like to do mine. Move this up, the back legs move it forward, and we'll continue tying this around. Bring this back to the back, and before I continue, I'll take everything like this and I'll just get me a small clamp. I had one right here, but there it is. So get me a small clamp. I clamp those out of my way. And then I'll go ahead and take my thread all the way to the back. On the chenille, kind of pull the fibers out a little until you see the white core. Pull that out just a tad, and then I'll tie the white core. Start with the white core. Tie that on. I'll continue tying it back down to the back of the legs start. Or I should say the antenna, sorry. Not the legs, the antenna. Or that tail. Get my head ahead of myself here. Tie that in. Lock that down under the clamp there, the spring. Then I'll bring this back up to the front. And then I'm going to half hitch it. And set the thread in the cradle. Bring all of this stuff back again. Now everything's out of my way. I'm going to twist this up just a little bit, the chenille, and then I'm going to go ahead. Okay, this isn't going to work. We're going to have to fight the around, kind of keeping it tight and keeping it right next to, kind of overlap it a little bit. When I get to this point, pull that back. We're actually going to pull the back legs over. Continue. Pull the front legs. Continue this around. Grab my thread. Tie this off. Then I can go ahead and cut the excess off. I'm going to make a couple extra turns in there. Then I can come back and adjust my legs, get them to where I want them. Come back in, wet finish. See if that locks in. Another 3 to 4 whip finish. 3, 4. Cut that off, and I'm going to add just a tad bit of super glue to the threads. Don't take much. With the lid on there, I'm going to take some pliers that doesn't have any teeth on it, some flat pliers. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to squeeze just a little bit. Flatten the lid out and make this a wide profile body. Then I take my little brush, kind of brush it. We're using that again, and I like to taper this. I take some of the chenille and trim it to a taper, so it has that tapered body appearance. I have gotten too close to the legs and clipped them off before. Not something you like to do. There you have it. What I like to do on the legs and make them all kind of even as I come back in here, and I'll trim them. I'll take the smallest one, take the smallest one there, and I'll trim the rest of them to that length. Take the back ones, kind of measure them. Antennas. That's my version of the Golden Stone Fly patch rubber leg. Thanks for watching.